Alright, welcome back everybody. Got some a nice set of matches here for you today. I'm going up against Scarzig, and we're gonna get started here. I'm player 2, so you have to take that into account when considering your starting hand. He plays the Heartseeker, which is a 1/1 range unit. I'm just gonna go ahead and respond with the Veil Hunter and end my turn. He'll get a chance to attack the Veil Hunter with the Heartseeker, but since Veil Hunter has 2 HP, I'll be able to survive and destroy it with the ranged counter attack. So right now I have a pretty decent hand with Razorback and Lady Locke. If I can go without playing them right away, playing them into each other with 7 mana is very good. If I can get a couple mana tiles here in a couple turns. What I might end up doing is trying to play aggressively and take some damage so that I have an excuse to summon the Emerald Rejuvenator, but we'll see how it goes. I most likely will end up playing the Razorback just to buff the Veil Hunter, but oh, never mind. Phoenix Fire takes it out, and that's Phoenix Fire number 1. When you're going up in Scarzig, you want to keep track of how many spells that they have available to them as best you can. And this is a pretty nice play by him, dropping the Rocky right there so that I can't get that mana tile as easily. But trying to look for an answer here. I'm considering the Hailstone Prison. Yeah, I'm just going to send the Rocky back just so I can get this mana tile and open up with the Lady Locke. This is unfortunately pretty suboptimal, but you got to do the best with what you got. So I'm just going to end my turn here. The Emerald Rejuvenator comes back into my hand. I actually have 2 of them in this deck. One of the weaknesses I'd been running into playing Vanar was definitely lack of healing, so I put a couple of those in to sort of offset that. Healing Mystics are also a very nice option, but I just couldn't make room for them with my current iteration of this Vanar deck. And there's Phoenix Fire number 2. In order to save the Heartseeker, he's going to finish her off with the General and take that 2 damage. So right now things are staying pretty even health-wise, but right now he's locking me down pretty well. It's coming back to haunt me. So right now I'm thinking about what I want to do. If I had 6 mana, I would probably transform the Rocky and kill it with Dancing Blades. But I'll have to do it suboptimally here and finish it off with my General and just end my turn. Since he only has a Heartseeker on the board and 2 Phoenix Fires down, I do feel a bit more comfortable playing the Dancing Blade here and just having 1 larger creature instead of maybe playing a couple smaller ones. Out of everything in my hand, however, that was the best play. Not having any other smaller creatures to combo with Razorback, etc. So we'll see what he does here. Heartseeker, it only has 1 attack, but Scarzig can easily buff it, which is kind of what I'm waiting on. So it's not doing too much for him right now. He spent a lot of resources actually protecting it, not really doing much of anything to me with it. But now he's got 2 range units in that top corner, and I'm definitely going to have to take care of the Sworn Avenger, because that's going to become troublesome. One range unit is just a nuisance, but 2 definitely becomes a higher priority. So I'm probably just going to use Aspect of the Fox on that Sworn Avenger. It gets rid of the range threat, silences its ability, and it turns into a melee unit, so I don't have to worry about its damage for now, which is pretty nice for me. I'm going to use the Dancing Blade to take out the Rocky so that I can close the distance and try to take out those range units. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get in the Snowpiercer damage while I do have it, and lock him down with a taunt unit of my own, and end turn. So I'm slowly creeping back into the game. Like I said, he spent a lot of his resources protecting the Heartseeker and just trying to establish forward control. But I've managed to get it back from him with well-played Dancing Blade. And he's going to attack me with the Heartseeker here. I like how it just like throws a rock at you. No buffs coming in from him yet. That's the thing. Heartseeker's a really good card to put. You know, Mist Dragon Seal, Saber Spine, all those buff cards that they have. But I'm not sure if he's not running any or if he just hasn't drawn any. So he's thinking about what to do here. I've got him locked down with Rocky Balboa there, so we'll see how it goes. And with the Dancing Blade right there, I can pretty much deal with whatever he throws down. Oh, here comes that fox. He's going to go ahead and trade it into me, take a charge off of my artifact and finish it off, which is good for him. Saber Spine into the Dancing Blade. He's slowly whittling it down. Is that a Phoenix Fire? Yep, there it is. And that's Phoenix Fire number 3. So I don't need to worry about those anymore. That's always a good sign when you're against Songhai. They have to use their burn spells on your minions and not directly on your face. Hearth Sisters are a pretty interesting option. I could go ahead and bring the Heartseeker here closer if I wanted to, but then I'd have a 3-2 unit sitting up in the corner instead with nothing to do with it. Aspect of the Drake would come in handy. I'd be able to transform it and move it back. So a lot of options here for me to work with. I just got to figure out what the most optimal one will be. I think I am going to go ahead and switch in this Heartseeker. Not worry about this damage so much. I'm going to go ahead and take out this Kaido Assassin as well. Since those Phoenix Fires are down, I don't mind taking a bit more damage, especially with the Emerald Rejuvenator here to keep me boosted. But, just going to play the Razorback to boost the Rock Pulverizer there. If he does have to attack it, he'll take a bit more damage. And Hearth Sister has some extra damage as well. So if I can give it flying with Aspect Drake, I'll be able to fly it in for a nuke. This, however, I'm seeing now is actually a mistake on my part. I'm showing him my back, which is not good for this matchup. If he has a couple inner focuses in his hand, there's the Gorehorn, Saber Spine. Ooh, that's a weird play. I think he meant to take out the Pulverizer and just simply forgot about the Provoke. So that's fortunate for me, because this Gorehorn, the 3/3 backstab is not going to. But yeah, I still have a lot of options here. The problem is especially getting this late into the game, I am easily within combo burst range, so I have to be careful. I need to play the Emerald Rejuvenator here pretty soon to get my health back. But yeah, it's just a matter of thinking about what the best play is. I even have access to Aspect of the Mountain, so we'll see how that goes. So got my health. Mark of Solitude lets me take out the Gorehorn, and I'm just gonna run. I don't want to be near any of his units, and since he's used all of his Phoenix Fires, his out-of-hand burst isn't going to be as much unless he's running a couple Spiral Techniques or something like that. We'll see how it goes. I'm definitely setting up here for Aspect of the Drake. If my Rock Pulverizer survives, I can move it 2 spaces to the left aspect of the Drake, the Emerald Rejuvenator, and then those minions will have flying, and I'll be able to put them back towards Songhai for the finish. I think what I might actually do is leave the Pulverizer there, just keep them locked down, and just get value out of giving the Hearth Sister flying, because right now it's a 5-2 from that Razorback I played earlier. Oh, here comes the Healing Mystic. So he's thinking the same thing I am. He doesn't want to get bursted down. And another Sworn Avenger. So this actually is perfect for me. I can easily deal with that since I have the Ephemeral Shroud in my hand. And another Gorehorn. Right now, it seems he's just trying to get some units on the field, but it's not really doing much right now. I'm just going to go ahead and move over so I can drop this Ephemeral Shroud in range of the Sworn Avenger. Deal with that threat. And I want to play the Fenrir War Master here so I can give it flying. So there's the transformation play. Gonna take out the Gorehorn. Don't want any extra damage on the field. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop this 5 damage here, bring him down to 10 HP. And next turn, the Pulverizer is gonna end up dying to the Healing Mystic. But, I'm just gonna run away and have the Fenrir War Master watch my back tile, so he can't, you know, do any Songhai shenanigans, as they're called. And there's the trade. So now he's free to move again, but I have 2 units with flying on the board, so it's not as important to me anymore. Takes out the Ephemeral Shroud. And gets a good trade here. He's got 3 cards in his hand and 9 mana, so he's got a lot of options, but he's lacking in card draw, that's for sure. He's running out of steam. Alright. This is the perfect bomb play for me, because Fenrir War Master can just fly over there. It's kind of funny just to see him sprint. He doesn't have wings. I'm doing the damage first, because transforming it into a 5/5 is basically a heal, and then I'm going to lock him in so he can't run away from me. The Seismic Elemental that the Fenrir War Master got transformed into loses flying, however. It's a complete transformation. It's not like Mark of Solitude, where it's just a stat change transformation. It actually changes into another unit, and my opponent just surrenders there. Like I said, he ran out of steam. There wasn't much he'd be able to do in that situation. And again, I just ran away to the top corner to stay away from any of his damage. Judging from what he was playing, he really didn't have much in his hand. And we're going to go right back in. This new Vanar deck I set up has been pretty consistent for me. I crafted a couple Emerald Rejuvenators, picked up a 3rd Mark of Solitude, and I think I threw in a Spirit of the Wild. I was doing some reading on the forums, and Spirit of the Wild is definitely a really good option for Vanar as a finisher. It is pretty tricky, especially if your opponent is playing around it very well. But we'll see how it goes. Match here versus Magmar, the Vanar rival for sure. This is a hard matchup. They're a pretty good all-around class, but I'm eager to try out some of the changes I made to this deck versus them. So let's get into it. I go second, which is pretty good versus Magmar, I guess. Ooh, he skipped his first turn. Probably got a really bad hand. We're going to go ahead and drop the Veil Hunter here. I think that's what I want to do. Just to have that on the board. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. And it's gonna get taken out by like natural selection or something, but at least, you know, I'm taking a spell or something. I want to just force him to answer. That's the key with Veil Hunter, is that it's a very demanding card. Especially against Vanar with Mark of Solitude and etc., being able to buff them like that. And I'm thinking about just silencing this Murkblood Devourer and just not dealing with it anymore. But that's definitely a sign of like Magmar Sue or something. Because I know I need to take it out, I'm just thinking about how I want to do it. We're just going to go full in, move the Veil Hunter so that he can't get it in the corner there, and just get my 1 damage in. Right now I have a pretty good advantage with the Snowpiercer equipped. He's going to have to run away. He's probably going to go towards that top mana tile and then play a couple creatures. But yep, you can see him there in the action bar. He's replacing a few things. Saber Spine. Very good play there. He moves it down to take both mana tiles and then eats one of my Snowpiercer charges. And Blood Tier Alchemist. You don't see a lot of those lately, but it's pretty good. Takes out my last Snowpiercer charge. So right now I have a pretty good hand coming up here as well. I only need 1 Ephemeral Shroud. I'm going to trade that off. And drop the Razorback here, so I can get the Veil Hunter buffed. And just keep applying the pressure. Right now, with the Razorback and me standing right next to him, I'm in Frenzy range and Adamantite Claws range, but again, I'm just keeping up the pressure as best I can, because you pretty much have to try to execute your own game plan as best as you can against Magmar, because they're going to do what they want regardless. And this is a pretty interesting. He's moving towards my side of the field to counter Infiltrate, and he's slowly closing in on the Veil Hunter. Vindicator into a second unit there would be able to take out the Veil Hunter. Yep, perfect. Does 1 damage to the Razorback. Blood Tier Alchemist Rush from the Vindicator. And Vindicator moves down to the corner to stay away from me there. So the Vindicator, I have been completely wrecked by those before. Giving the units rush is absolutely ridiculous. So I do want to prioritize taking that out so it doesn't snowball the game. I'm thinking about how best to do that. And Saber Spine Tiger is going to be fine. Since Vindicator only has 1 attack, I get left with 1 HP, and I'll get some extra value out of it. Go ahead and do the 4 damage. And I'm going to run away. Like I said, Frenzy and Adamantite Claws is always a threat from Magmar when they get up to this 4 or 6 mana. Plus, with my Snowpiercer down, there's no reason for me to stay in melee range at all. So, oh, and there's the Plasma Storm, the other Magmar spell you need to watch out for. Always lets them swing the board back into their favor if you're rushing them down like that. He's moving towards me aggressively, instead of just positioning himself better. I think that he does have Adamantite Claws, so I'm just going to block myself off and try to escape where he can't get to me, and just keep blocking him off. Throw a Veil Hunter down, and the Hearth Sister. right now I'm just trying to kite him back. It's pretty much the best I can do. These two units I'm using as a wall are open to Frenzy. That's the problem with Magmar. I'm trying to block him off and at the same time keep out of Frenzy range. It's a lot of stuff to take in. Oh, Elucidator. Dire Tide. Yep, there it is. Greater Fortitude. Oh man, this is a huge play. Hits me for 8 damage. Yikes. Alright. So, lucky for me, I'm able to take it out with the Veil Hunter and Dancing Blades. And just keep on running. And just get my damage in. This game is getting pretty close. Another Elucidator will kill me. I think what I should have done is played the Saberspine Tiger in the lower corner there towards me so that he can't summon something there. Instead of just getting that 3 damage in. So, actually no, he can't play Elucidator because of the health cost. So, I've got that option covered, so that's good. And he's got 5 cards in his hand and 8 mana. He can definitely make some stuff work here. Very close game. I'm within range for sure. If he has a Silhouette Tracer, or something like that, we'll see. This is always so stressful when you're waiting for your opponent to play. And Elucidator. Yeah, I don't know if that was just a stylish suicide or if he just forgot about the health cost. It might even have been a misclick where he accidentally played it. But man, that was a close match. Magmar's always a pretty fun faction to play against, especially as Vanar. Oh, another Magmar game, but this is a different player, so we'll keep this hand. This is the dream hand, I think, especially versus Magmar. I'll be able to move forward too, play a Rocky, get that mana, and then summon the Veil Hunter as well. What's he opening with? Nothing. Another Magmar player that opens with nothing. I'm getting lucky here, folks. So this lets me press my press an advantage. And there's the Spirit of the Wild. I'm probably gonna replace that though. It doesn't come too handy early in the game like this. It's usually a mid-late finisher. But yeah, I did remember correctly that I did add Spirit of the Wild to this deck. So hopefully we'll get to show it off for you. Alright, there's the young Silithar. And so you got Natural Selection. He's thinking about it. Natural Selection? Nah, he decided against it. So I'm gonna take out that Silithar. It kind of sucks that I have to drop all my resources into it like that, but it's for the best just to maintain control, and I get that mana either way to summon the Fenrir War Master. And this was a bit of a mistake on my part. I should have moved the Veil Hunter before I attacked with it. So right now it's actually in range. If he can get rid of the Pulverizer, or summon a what's it called, the Saberspine Tiger. Oh, Plasma Storm. That was my mistake. I forgot about it. I overcommitted to the board with the Fenrir War Master. Luckily, it still leaves me with a 3/3. It's always such a good value minion. And Spirit of the Wild has come back into my hand, so it must be destiny for me to have it here. It's I'm going to summon the Hearth Sister here on the mana tile. Switch it with the Ghost Wolf, so I get that mana. And then summon the Razorback. And then drop that damage. I'm gonna actually hold on to the Spirit of the Wild, especially since I'm starting to get onto the enemy side of the field with these high attack minions on the board. I think that I'd be able to get my Wombo off. Also, that play I made with the Hearth Sister to put it on the mana tile, it doesn't actually capture the mana tile when you switch it. It counts as being summoned on the space that it switches to. So, for example, if I switched an enemy minion onto that mana tile, the Hearth Sister wouldn't capture it. The enemy player would get the mana tile, which is that's something I learned the hard way. Mana burn to take out the Hearth Sister. He decides to take that 5 damage to the face, and then plays the natural selection to take out the Razorback. That's a very good play to clear my board, and that was the natural selection that I was waiting on. He did save it. He was thinking about playing it on the Rock Pulverizer, but he did save it instead. And I don't want to float this 2 mana, so I'm just going to get the 3/2 on the board. Since I have such a large health advantage now, I'm just going to go as aggro as possible here. He's been spending all of his resources just trying to kill my board and break even. He hasn't made any like really big plays yet with Mechanitor War Beast or anything like that. And with the Spirit in the Wild in my hand, I'm going to be able to finish him off next turn. I can just move the Emerald Rejuvenator down to where the Hearth Sister is and then attack twice with it. And finish him off with my General. So, if all goes as planned, I have Lethal. Oh, Saber-Spine Tiger. Just going to buff it. Dire Tide Frenzy, maybe? He's thinking about it. Primordial Gazer. Very nice. It also gives it 2 HP, so it can survive the counterattack from the Hearth Sister. Really good value with the Primordial Gazer. But you see here, he's getting pushed back onto his side of the field. And so I'm just going to dispel the Saber-Spine Tiger. It loses the 2 HP it gained from Primordial Gazer and dies. And then Spirit of the Wild to attack with the Emerald Rejuvenator again, and the Ephemeral Shroud to finish it off. Very good match. Again, I was able to just apply pressure, and I got lucky, I think, both those Magmar games. But thanks for watching, and definitely check back for more gameplay commentary. You have a good one.